when we learn English, we hear that, when it comes to wolves, in English we say a pack of wolves. Okay? When it comes to birds, it's a flock of birds. Okay? When it comes to fish, a school of fish. Okay? So, you, kalau hyenas, a party of hyenas, if I'm not mistaken. Tapi, kalau baboons, it's called a parliament of baboons. Interesting kan? And if you look at Malaysia punya parliament, it will be so apt to call it a parliament of baboons. Because generally, baboons preside. Because rakyat yang pandai sangat undi, kita undi baboons masuk dalam parlimen. And speaker pun lupa dia punya tugas and don't even know how to handle the baboons. In a parliament, sepatutnya speaker preside, speaker decides on the rules, ada the books of the rules, and patut satu-satu MP diberi peluang untuk berhujah, bercakap, and then kalau siapa-siapa nak mencelah, another MP can just bangun, baca standing order, baca standing order to highlight to speaker. Itu saja. Standing order, kalau speaker allow, then the MP yang tengah bercakap tu kena berhenti sekejap, dengar the standing order apa, and speaker buat ruling and that's it, is final. Lepas tu, continue balik. Jangan buang masa. Because masa is on taxpayers' money. Faham tak? Tapi, benda ni jadi berlarut. Satu lagi kau nak mencelah. MP cakap apa nak mencelah. Mungkin dia punya side, penyokong dia, comrade dia nak mencelah ataupun belah sana nak mencelah. All depends on that MP yang diberi masa tu, bagi ke tak? Jadi, senang. Speaker tanya, bagi tak bagi? Kalau MP tu kata, tak bagi. Stop, that's it. There's no more negotiation. Tapi, in a parliament of baboons, baboons will continue to negotiate. And an incompetent punya speaker will allow this charade, which is very stupid. Faham tak? Jadi sekarang ni, as a rakyat, why I'm making this voice note? Because I'm bloody pissed off. And ultimately, rakyat are the suckers. You look at the most recent event, okay, what happened? Anwar is explaining the DNA punya case. Tuesday, the PM opens himself to questions. Bila orang tanya soalan, dia jawab. Bila dia jawab, ada orang herdik buat komen. So, I want to ask the speaker one question lah. Pasal apa you allow? Isn't it rude to interrupt somebody when they are presenting? So, kalau tak ada hormat dalam parlimen pun, macam mana rakyat semua nak ada hormat to the parliamentarians? Because you act so unparliamentary. Faham tak? Jadi sekarang ni, you respect lah orang yang cakap tu. Dah habis cakap baru you comment. Look at parliaments in other countries like Singapore, like Britain. Orang hormat. Speaker tu, even the Perdana Menteri takut kat speaker. Faham tak? Jadi, bila PM Anwar tengah explain macam mana dia kena herdik dengan Putrajaya. So, bila dia dah kena herdik, kena tuduh macam-macam, he's already under brickbats lah. Orang tuduh dia macam-macam untuk dia interfere on Zahid punya DNA. Itu semua dah tuduhan yang tak ada basis. So, you tak ada bukti, you tuduh dia. You kata you interfere, you backpedal on corruption, you tuduh macam-macam. So, itu dah sepasai and he's got to answer. On top of that, you herdik dia lagi. So, dia pusing balik, dia kata, Putrajaya dulu you buat. You buat dulu, you kata. And and you say, jangan deny. So, bila kata macam itu, Putrajaya melompat lah. You kata, you tuduh, tak ada basis, bisik mengamuk. So, Putrajaya, kalau you tak puas hati, somebody tuduh you something, calmly, you raise the issue with the speaker, and you ask the speaker to tarik balik. So, dia tarik balik kalau apa dia kata. Now, we all here, PM clearly said, you buat. Pun tak ada basis. Itu pun tak betul. Jadi, benda ni semua record. It's recorded. You tak boleh lari. Tapi, what does Putrajaya do? he decides to turn into a baboon. Mengamuk, tarik balik, tak boleh control, uncontrollable. When you do that, you tolong PMX lepas lah, faham tak? Jadi you bising, you overwhelm the speaker. Speaker pun tak tahu macam nak handle. So, that's very stupid. Jadi speaker pun lembab. Firstly, kalau you tengah bercakap, orang tu highlight, kata tarik balik ke apa. Okay, so you patut bagi tahu, duduk, I am going to question the PM now. Now, you suruh Putrajaya duduk sekali. 2 kali tak duduk. 3 kali. The minute 3 kali, eject him terus. Tak payah tunggu lain dah. Lepas tu, you boleh tanya Anwar Ibrahim, apa maksud you? You kata tu, what is it? Jadi, kalau Anwar nak explain lain daripada apa dia kata itu, what he's referring to is the administration of Putrajaya. Dulu buat macam ni semua. Yes, tapi bila kata Putrajaya tu, you refer pada Razi Jidin tu ke? Ataupun to the government then? So, kalau dia clarify, then tell. Kalau Anwar clarify, is deemed as retracting lah. Faham tak? So, kalau dia dah clarify, and that is accepted, then okay lah. Tapi kalau dia insist, dia kata still, dia nak kata Razi Jidin tu buat benda tu semua tu, itu jahat, then speaker patut take action. Speaker should not be partisan. Patut ikut apa yang patut. Jadi, while speaker duk cerita tu, that Razi Jidin jadi gila, dia ada penyokong-penyokong dia, PM, bising, Pakatan Harapan punya MP pun bising, semua cakap, punya bising, punya rakas, kita rakyat dengar, sakit hati. We can't even hear what's happening, and we did not pay these people to be fighting. We pay them to discuss national issues. This particular case yang DNA Zahid punya tu, rakyat penuh kerasahan. Semua orang nak tahu apa cerita. Anwar is there to explain, tapi 20 minutes buang berkelih saja sampailah opposition pun Razi Jidin tu kena ejected, and opposition buat walkabout. That's it. You walkabout, you become the relic. You tak buat kerja you sebagai opposition. You tak question lah Anwar dah. So the only one yang ada yang engage dengan Anwar was just Syed Saddiq. Syed Saddiq admirably stayed calm. Tak ada jadi gila. And dia kena hentam dengan Anwar juga. You buat tuduhan melulu. At least dia tunjuk respect pada PM. Dia retract. Dia bagi 2 suggestion. Dia buat 2 cadangan. And cadangan nombor 1, pisahkan AG dengan pendakwa raya punya roles. And that is being done by Azlanina now. That's a very good suggestion and patut buat lah. Tak reasonable kalau PM kata tak. So okay, itu disambut baik, is being done. Satu lagi, Syed Saddiq suggest, whenever you want to, dah ada prima facie case, you nak buat discharge not amounting to acquittal, let that be referred to a select committee. To tanya, to bagi tahu, explain. Because at the end of the day, kalau tidak, wide sangat AG punya constitutional powers. And while ada that power, kalau Syed Saddiq support the government to change the law, to make the AG subject to a select committee, kalau dia nak buat this kind of dropping punya case, it can be done. The law can be amended. Syed Saddiq can land his seat and this can be done. Tapi you can hear Pakatan Harapan punya MPs pula bising, oh this guy doesn't know the law lah, oh shut up lah, nak bully dia sebagai budak. So kau hajar pun, Pakatan Harapan punya MP pun kau hajar, and you are not supposed to berdiri and bercakap untuk apa? So, whatever PM kata, oh setuju, tak payah. All this is just korang hajar, and speaker should ban this. Jadi kalau anybody make statement, tak diberi kebenaran bercakap, bising, ganggu, disrupting, patut buat rule je. You state the rule bila every sitting. You do once, I give you warning sekali. You do second time, I give you warning 2 kali. You do third time, there's no more warning, you're out. That's it. You pass any comment, tak kisah Pakatan Harapan ke, UMNO ke, Bersatu ke, PAS ke, whomsoever. You do that, you kena buang. The only exception is, you can raise your hand to baca standing order, and you boleh deliver satu and let the speaker decide. Okay, itu satu reason to interrupt. Satu lagi, you boleh minta untuk mencelah. You boleh minta sekali and the answer can be yes or no from the whoever who's speaking at that point of time. Kalau no, you just sit down, done. There's no negotiation. You bising lagi sekali, itu consider warning one. Why can't the speaker do the job? I think I can do a better job. Senang je. That rule ikut. Tak boleh, keluar. Tak mau keluar, bentara, bawa keluar. That's it. Dia tak payah banyak step tau. Warning one, warning two, third one, keluar. Tak mau keluar, dah order keluar tak boleh. Nombor 4, bentara, please remove. That's it, 4 steps maximum. Kalau a speaker have to go beyond 4 steps to discipline any MP, then that speaker is not fit to be a speaker. Faham tak? You tak boleh duduk, dapat duduk. Berapa kali nak kata duduk? Sekali duduk, tak duduk, warning one. Sekali you bangun, aku kata jangan bangun, duduk, warning two. Melainkan you bangun is issue lain. Each time issue lain. Tapi kalau isu sama, you degil, why you layan sampai 10 kali? Why? You just eject. Because if speaker don't even respect his own position, speaker don't even respect the house rules, how do you expect the MPs to respect the speaker and the rules? So, speaker to me salah. Okay? PM Anwar pun salah. You start accusing. We know you accuse, tapi you wriggle your way out lah. And of course, Putrajaya being a baboon, you allowed Anwar Ibrahim to wriggle himself out. Kalau you were calm, you can bagi dia jawab semua, and lepas tu you boleh minta speaker kata, dan betulkan. Tell PM to betulkan. Bukan Putrajaya as in me, it is a previous administration. Jangan kata Putrajaya, because when you mention the bandar or the constituency, you're referring to the MP. So therefore, the MP has a right to be offended without this clarification. So now dah clarify, you clarify. It's not me. This barulah baru fair. And the speaker should oblige this. Bukan side saja pada Prime Minister. So speaker is weak. Anwar is unfair for making that statement. Okay. Orang yang tuduh Anwar bukan-bukan pun unfair to make that statement. Okay. And baboons are on both sides. On PH pun ada side, ada baboons. And on PN pun, Perikatan Nasional pun ada baboons. And this baboon punya behavior is very unbecoming. It is embarrassing for our parliament. And as far as I'm concerned, the speaker kalau tak boleh control and he has to manage baboons, then he has got no right to continue being a speaker. Tak payah jadi speaker if you can't do the job. Okay? You patut just eject anybody who decide to be a baboon. Warning 2. Third one, kick out the baboon. Done. Cool off. You decide. 1 hari ke, 1 jam ke, 2 minggu ke, you decide. And when they come back, the same rule applies. Kalau balik buat panggil lagi, out lagi. Tendang lagi keluar. Jangan takut tendang keluar to maintain decorum of the parliament. This is what you should do. Maruah ke apakah, okay, you tell that person. Listen to me. You cerita isu maruah, I'm going to take up your maruah issue with the Prime Minister now. Sit down, listen. Okay. Lepas tu, you dah kata dah, I dah buat decision, you boleh raise usul. My decision is final. Question sekali, warning 1. If they question the decision. Question lagi sekali, warning 2. You question lagi, tak mau buat usul, I kick you out. Done. Why? Try apa yang I suggest ni. Speaker, buat apa yang I suggest ni. You do this, then there will be decorum. Hopefully, parlimen kita boleh menyerupai negara-negara yang develop and bukan baboons. And hopefully, janganlah kita jadi showcase, example to exhibit a parliament of baboons. Malu weh. And kita sebagai rakyat, kita marah because we did not pay MP punya high emoluments to behave like baboons. Untuk apa? What do we get out of this? You think it's entertaining? It's sickening to see the TV. People shouting at each other. And instead of discussing issues, national issues about the rakyat, tak. You punya personal fight is more important. Bloody unbecoming MPs. Bloody embarrassing.